Welcome back to episode 3 of Dawson's Canine Unleashed.
Welcome back, guys.
So today we're gonna be okay. Let's recap.
Yeah,
First episode was kind of like what got you into dog training.
yeah. This is what kind of started our team, anyways.
Yeah, and kind of like what we are.
Why we want to do this podcast as well.
What we are, what we're all about, what we do, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, as the podcast continues on, you'll learn more about me and Dawson, and just like our lives and who we are. The next episode was we had our mom on. If you didn't check out that one, you should definitely check it out. It's really, really good. We had really great conversation, and she talked about her struggles and stuff with trainers.
Yeah.
And she talked about Bruno, who was pretty well what got Dawson into dog training in the first place. So that was a great episode.
And if you haven't seen that one, go watch that one before this one. It was a very good, informative podcast, basically.
Yeah, great conversation was had. So for this one today, we're kind of thinking of talking about... So Bruno was the dog that started it all. However, Dawson didn't just jump straight into dog training right after Bruno. He got very much into dog training and the whole world of dog training and all that. But it wasn't until I got Hank...
Yes, Mr. Hank.
Mr. Hank that you all know.
Yeah.
A little one-eyed guy. So when I got Hank, that was kind of, I would say, what pushed Dawson to really take the leap into like starting this whole dog training journey like as a career. So we're gonna, with this podcast, like, again, the reason we went with like calling it Dawson's Canine Unleashed is because like we want to talk vulnerably, we want to talk openly about all kinds of things in life.
We want it to be like a raw, unfiltered kind of podcast, and like and especially like the people who come on, like we don't want to censor people. We want people to speak honestly about their stories, their careers, like kind of anything that they want to talk about.
Like give them that platform to speak.
Yeah.
So today, I think what we'll do, this is like kind of a little bit of a sidetrack, but both of us have had like some pretty heavy mental health struggles. So with us, this podcast is also going to be heavily mental health focused.
Yeah.
And the importance of family and animals in your mental health journey. Obviously, we're not encouraging you to just go out and get an animal to like solve your mental health.
No, definitely not.
So obviously, if you can't take care of yourself, are you able to take care of an animal?
Yes.
You know, like.
But animals do help a lot. That's why there's therapy dogs.
Exactly.
Because animals make people very, very happy.
Yeah, they're a huge part of our lives for sure.
Well, they're a great companion.
Yeah.
Like, and they kind of force you to go see the world and be outside and get fresh air, which is also very good for your mental health.
Yeah, so that's kind of, that leads me into talking a little bit about my mental health struggles, and then maybe jumping into a bit of like how much like Hank changed my life, which I never expected, to be honest. So basically, I would say I haven't really told this story to everybody in my life. There's a lot of people that don't know that I've struggled with this. So this is like quite a leaf telling my story a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's important because there could be somebody else going through the same thing. And I think it's important to talk about. So basically with me, ever since I would say high school, or maybe just like towards the end of high school, I started to really notice that I was suffering from some pretty severe like anxiety and depression, but like I didn't know. So in my head, I thought that it was very normal for people to feel like that. I didn't think anything was wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was normal to be anxious all the time. I thought it was normal to be like moody. I thought it was normal to have panic attacks and breakdowns and all that's like, I thought that was very normal.
Yeah.
And it was happening so frequently that to me, I was just like, this is just how people live. This sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate this.
Yeah. I remember you, sorry to cut you off. I remember you telling me that, like, is like, or asking me, is this normal
Yeah.
to feel this way? And I
Yeah.
was just like, no. And this was before I was like having a lot of my own mental health
Yeah.
struggles and stuff. But I was just like, I don't feel that way.
Yeah, and
I mean?
I thought it was normal. So
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly didn't understand what was going on. And I had a great family. I had a great friend group. I had a great job at the time. Like, I genuinely felt supported in every aspect of my life. Like, I truly did. But, like, that doesn't, things behind the scenes can still happen in your head. And a lot of people had no idea how I felt
Mm-hmm.
because I was very outgoing. I was very positive. I was like the upbeat person of every friend group. I was very out there. You just wouldn't have guessed what was going on behind the scenes and how I really felt. As I got older, it increasingly got worse, and I started to like not be able to control it. It was like really affecting my life. Again, I still thought that this was just normal. I was in some pretty unhealthy relationships, and then those relationships I kind of got gaslit into like people telling me that it was like my fault that I was the way that I was, and that I was just like a selfish person and like all this stuff. But like nobody ever was like, hey, like you should go see a therapist, or like you should talk to a doctor about medication. Like nobody really was like, hey, if you go do this, this could actually really help you. Everybody just kind of was like, why are you so moody? Why are you so this? Why are you so negative all the time? Why are you whatever? And again, that was like more my home life.
Yeah.
Outside of work or outside of home, like at work and like with friends and stuff like that, I was this positive, happy-go-lucky person. Like nobody would have had a clue that anything was going on. So then it got to a point where I was in a pretty toxic work environment. Dawson can vouch for that. Like
it was very, very brutal.
Yeah. I would literally come home in tears every single day.
Yeah.
I would call my mom on my lunch break and just bawl. And I would have panic attacks every single day before work, after work, at lunch. Like, it was a really toxic work environment. It was not good. And again, as somebody who's a young adult, I thought that this was normal. I was like, okay, well, once you have like a career, maybe this is how you're supposed to be treated at work. And people were like, no, that is not how you're supposed to be treated at work. No. So that, on top of just getting out of an unhealthy relationship, had kind of pushed me to the edge, to the point where I hadn't been sleeping for weeks. I hadn't been eating for weeks, which really fucks with your head. Like, it really does.
It does, for sure. Yeah.
It really messes with you because, you're exhausted. You're like, I don't know, like everything's out of whack.
Well,
and like,
yeah, and like that's the thing. If you're not eating or drinking properly, like you're not fueling your body properly.
Yeah.
So it also can make your mental health way worse.
Yeah.
But when you are struggling with anxiety and depression and stuff, you aren't hungry. Like you don't feel hungry.
Like it was such a panic inside my body where I was like constantly like clenching my jaw and shaking and whatever. And so it's like I couldn't, in my stomach, I felt sick to my stomach. So I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't whatever. Like my mind would race and race and race and race. And it sucked because, again, I had some amazing friends that I know would have been there for me in a heartbeat. I had an amazing landlord at the time who I was friends with. My family, like I had people that I could go to for support, but your brain plays tricks on you and tells you that you're better off not being here, and they're better off without you here, and life would be a lot easier for them if you weren't in it.
100%.
And your brain really convinces you of that, and
it really does.
It's really scary, and your brain really convinces you that like I would wake up every single day thinking about killing myself. I'd go to bed thinking about killing myself. I thought that was normal. Yeah. I thought everybody thought that.
Yeah.
Like, truly, I was like, man, like the world is dark. Like everybody just thinks this way. Because I just didn't want to ask people if they also felt that way.
Yeah.
And so I would joke about it with friends, but like I genuinely deep down thought that everybody thought this way. Like I didn't know you could be happy, to be honest. So it did get to a breaking point where I woke up one day after like not sleeping, not eating, and I was like just a mess. Like I woke up that morning I told myself, like, this will be my last day here. And I didn't want to tell anybody that that was my plan. So I, like, reached out hoping that somebody would stop me, but I never told them that that was my plan. For some reason in my head, I just thought somebody would give me a reason to stay.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody that does believe a lot in, like, signs. Like, I love, like, tarot card readings and stuff like that. So I do believe a lot in signs. And so in my head, I thought if I'm meant to stay on this earth, there'll be a sign.
Yeah.
You know? So I woke up just a mess. Like, I just could not compose myself. And I ended up calling, I think, my mom first. Maybe my dad. I cannot remember. But I called my mom, and she was out with a friend, I think in Manitou or something. She wasn't in the city.
Yeah, no, she was out of town, I think.
Yeah,
at the
she was out of
time,
town.
yeah.
So, like, to no fault of her, because, like, again, if she was in the city, she would have came right over. But so she was out of town, and I, like, called her, and I just was like, I'm not okay. And then I didn't say, like, I'm gonna kill myself. I didn't say anything like that. I just was like, I'm not okay. And she, like, kind of talked things through with me and was just like, are you gonna be okay? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. I wasn't, but I didn't want to stress her out or make her life any worse or whatever. So I was just like, yeah, no, I'll be fine. And then I called my dad. And that's, like, for me, I don't usually call my dad much. When I do call him, I'm really in a rough place if I'm calling my dad. Like, I love my dad to death, but, like, if I'm calling him for help, I'm not in a good place.
Yeah.
So I called my dad, and again was kind of just like, I'm not okay. I don't know what's going on. I can't settle down. I can't relax, can't whatever. And, like, he's just like, okay, like, are you okay? And I'm just, yeah, like, I just gotta figure this out, like, whatever. So kind of had a conversation with him, and he was worried about me. My mom was worried about me. And then, again, I was, like, fighting inside to, like, find a reason to stay. I really was. Like, I wasn't like, I'm giving up. Like, I was like, no, like, I can fight through this. Like, I can find a reason to stay. So I got in my car, and I went to the Mediclinic. And I don't want to shit on our health system, but, like, I went to the Mediclinic. I waited. I went in to see a doctor. Hysterical. I was telling him, like, I haven't slept, I haven't eaten, I'm not okay, blah, blah, blah. And then he gave me a bottle of medication to start and was like, book in with your family doctor. But this will help with the anxiety and stuff, but it won't, like, immediately relieve that feeling that you're feeling currently. It's again, it was pills that you have to be on for 2 weeks before it starts doing anything.
Yeah.
But at that time, I needed something to calm me down then.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. And that's okay, but I didn't get that. I got these pills that it was like, oh, take these and in 2 weeks you'll feel better, sort of thing. And again, he was like, oh, do you have plans? Do you have a plan? And, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And, like, whatever. And again, he still just let me go with a bottle of pills. I was like,
Yeah.
see ya, sort of thing. So that kind of defeated me, because I was like, I went to the healthcare, and I was hoping that going to healthcare, they would have been able to help me in that moment. Whether that was, I don't know, just, like, I thought they would be able to help alleviate what I was feeling, and then they couldn't. And so then I was, like, even more distraught and even more defeated after the doctors, because I wanted to fix right then and there. I needed a fix. I needed help. And so I got back to my house, and my family was having, like, a family supper, I think, that night. And I just stopped answering my phone, like, altogether. And then I couldn't bring myself to go to the family supper. And, like, I just couldn't do it. Like, I just was like, I'm done. Like, I'm just done. And I really, I was still I really wanted to stay, but it's like, my body was done, everything was done. I really didn't want to stay. So I was like, what can I do now? So I reached out to Mobile Crisis and was texting with them and was just, like, telling them that this is my plan, this is the goal, this is whatever. And I was, like, hoping that my conversation with Mobile Crisis, somehow in that conversation, they would, like, convince me that my life was worth living for, you know? And while I was talking to Mobile Crisis, I was frustrated. I felt like they weren't helping me. They weren't whatever. No fault to them. I just was in a shitty place. Like, I don't think that there was anything they could have done to save me. I think they were answering with like really rational things, and like in my head nothing was rational. So I was just annoyed with them because it was just all rational thinking, and at the time my brain wasn't rational, so I was like, fuck off, sort of thing. So then I was like drinking. I don't drink. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a huge drinker at all. Like, I'll drink every once in a while and stuff, but I'm not a huge drinker. So whatever alcohol, I had a bunch of liquor in my house from just like parties and stuff like that, and like hard liquor. So I just started drinking and like taking pills, like from the ones that the doctor gave me. And I was hoping that I would just like drink and take the pills, drink and take the pills, drink and take the pills, and I would just drift to sleep and like just go in my sleep. Like, that was my hope, was that it would be painless and like all that kind of stuff. So I started like drinking and taking some pills and drinking and taking some pills. And then I think it was my landlord. Somebody kept trying to, so I stopped answering Mobile Crisis, and then somebody was trying to call me, and then I wasn't answering, and then my landlord started banging on the door because he lived upstairs and I was in the basement, and then my landlord started banging on the door, and he was freaking out, and he was like, Sydney, are you okay? Like, blah, blah, blah. So somebody must have reached out to him. I don't know who. And so he was super concerned, so he tried to like come through the door to like check on me, but the door was locked. And then and then the police and Mobile Crisis like were banging on my front door, and like everybody kind of bombarded me all at once, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I had no idea Mobile Crisis like got police and came to your house if you stopped responding. I think that is an amazing thing.
It's a great thing.
That saved my life. It truly saved my life. And like, but I didn't know that was a thing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So was not expecting that. So I was kind of caught off guard, but at the same time, I am happy today that they did do that. That is an amazing thing that they do. So they came to my house and came barging in, and then my mom came barging in, and like everybody was there. I was like, what is happening? And then my friend at the time was super worried about me because I had also reached out to her, and she was super worried about me, and so she actually didn't know any of this was going on, but she had texted her dad, who I'm like super close with their family, and she had texted her dad and said, please go check on Sydney, like, this is her address, like, I just need you to make sure she's okay. And so then all of a sudden he's at my door, and I was just like, where did all these people come from? And like, mind you, I'm fucked up. I'm like drunk, and like my brain is like foggy. Like, I don't know what is going on. Everybody's at my house, and I'm like, what is happening? So then Mobile Crisis comes in. They talk to me, like, whatever, and they were like, we can't leave you alone. So like, either you have to go with your mom back to her house, or you're gonna have to go. So yeah, my mom, my auntie, her boyfriend, my friend's dad showed up, my landlord, the cops, Mobile Crisis. It was a lot. So they showed up, and I was numb. Like, I was so numb. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't cry. I couldn't whatever. Like, I was just numb because I had made up my mind, and I didn't have any emotions left. Like, I was just numb. I didn't feel anything. And like, my mom was just like, why aren't you crying? Why aren't you like showing any emotion? Why aren't you whatever? And it's like, I don't know, like, I made up my mind, like, this is just what it's supposed to be, and I was just so numb. And then, so Mobile Crisis explained that I couldn't be left alone, and that I would need to either go back with my mom, or they were going to take me to, like, a psych ward. So I ended up going home with my mom, and then all these people were at my mom's house for a family supper. So I get there, and so that's a great thing to walk into after you tried to off yourself. So I walk in, and there's all these people and family, and they're like, we love you, and like, why did you do this, and like, what's going on, and like, whatever. And I'm just numb. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now. So I just laid down on the couch. I didn't talk to anybody. I just had nothing to say to anybody really at that point. So it was a lot. And then I ended up having, so then I found out that what had happened was Mobile Crisis goes to your address that's like on your driver's license. And I on my driver's license had my mom's house as my residence, not my actual residence. So the police in Mobile Crisis actually walked up to my mom's house, and yeah, I don't know, you were there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd been there for not even a full hour, I don't think. And then all of a sudden, yeah, there's knocking at the door, and we looked out her big window she has in her front yard, and we see a cop car sitting out there, and I was just like, what the hell? Yeah, and then we go answer the door, and yeah, it's a cop, and I think Mobile Crisis is social workers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So so it was a cop and a social worker, and yeah, the social worker's like, hey, like, does Sydney Searle live here? And we're like, she used to, but she lives somewhere else now. Like, what's going on? And then they had explained that, like, you had been texting with them, and then you stopped responding, and then they kind of told us, like, a little gist of what was happening over, like, those text messages. And then yeah, my mom and her boyfriend, and I think a couple other people went. Yeah, our auntie went. Then someone else went with them, and I think I stayed. Our brother stayed at home, and we just kind of waited to hear what was going on, because we didn't want to, like, obviously all show up there and bombard you. So we all kind of just stayed at home, or at my mom's house, and waited to kind of hear if everything was okay. But yeah, the cops actually, like, they escorted, like, our mom's boyfriend. They took their truck, or his truck, and they escorted him all the way there. Like, they told him your address, and then he just kind of told them, like, stay close to me, and we're gonna get there as fast as we can. So yeah, they drove, like, quite fast on Circle Drive, I think, to get to you as quick as possible. And, like, yeah, that's pretty intense.
It's
It
so
was intense at the
yeah,
time.
like,
Yeah.
so props again to Mobile Crisis and social workers and Saskatoon police and like whatever, because genuinely, if they hadn't have come, I don't know what the outcome of that night would have been.
100%.
I,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the outcome of that night would have been, and so props to them for doing that. And like, I feel horrible that I put my family through that, but again, like, you're not okay.
It's
So
not
it's
your
like,
fault.
you're not thinking
Nobody
of,
blames you for it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, nobody was mad.
yeah,
We were just all happy that you were okay
yeah,
at the end of the day, and you were going to get the help that you kind of needed, you
yeah.
know?
So yeah, so then I ended up living with my mom for like a week after that, because I like wasn't to be left alone. And then me and my mom like went to a doctor and got that all sorted. They got me on medication again, explained that it would take probably about 2 weeks before I started feeling anything, up to like months
Yeah.
before it actually really made a difference. And like, we had to like slowly increase doses, stuff like that, and go through the whole trial and error of medication, which is scary, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I knew I needed it at that point. And then we got me a therapist, and then my mom was like, you're quitting your job. Like, your job
Yeah.
is not helping with your mental health right now at all. And like, was it the sole reason? No, not at all. Like, I had mental health stuff going on for a very long time. But was it good for me? No. So I quit my job. Went on mental health leave. So I was on mental health leave, started medication, went to therapy, and then was like really trying to work on myself. For the first, like, I'd say 2 weeks afterwards. Was I happy that I got saved? No. Was I happy that, like, no. It took me a while before I started to like actually appreciate my life. And so after going through all of that, I'm like a huge advocate for medication. I
Yeah.
know some people are like against medication, or some people don't want to rely on medication, but
Mhm.
like, it changed my life. Like, the reason I'm not crying right now telling this story, I'm not gonna lie, is because I'm heavily medicated, and so like, it is really hard sometimes
Yeah.
to cry or like show a lot of emotion. But honestly, like, it changed my life. Like, I was able to like just like have a normal emotions to everything. Like I was able to just like a scenario would come at me and I would just feel normal. I wouldn't feel like an anxious mess. I wouldn't go from 0 to 100. Like wasn't these crazy mood swings and stuff like that. So like after going to therapy and going to a doctor, I did get diagnosed with like anxiety, depression, and PMDD, which we can get into some other time on the podcast. Like and maybe have some women on here that deal with some stuff, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got diagnosed with all 3 of those, which helped getting those diagnoses so that I could then figure out how to navigate my life around those things. And the medication helped significantly. I'm still on it to this day. I'm hoping I don't have to be on it for the rest of my life, but if I do, I do. Like it saved my life. Like
it
like,
helps a lot.
It's crazy because I understand that just people, there's a stigma behind medication and people don't want to rely on it. But like with mental health, like something's off in your brain, like the brain chemistry, stuff like that. Like this, it doesn't matter how much therapy you go to. Something's off. You need help.
Sometimes therapy is just not enough.
It's not because with people that really suffer from it, like they need that medication to help regulate their brain chemistry. So again, I'm not an expert by any means, but you can go to therapy as much as you want, but sometimes you really do need help with that.
For sure.
You know? So a huge advocate for that and like getting help and all that. So then after that, I was on medication for about a year, and then I started to see a change in like just who I am and my life and whatever, and getting out of that toxic work environment. And then I ended up getting a job that I absolutely love, that I actually would have probably never, ever, ever applied for or even went to like the interview had all that not happened. And I was just like on like medical, like mental health leave from work. Like had all of that not happened, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, you know, like I guess there's that. But this like place that I work at now, like I love working there and I love the people there and I feel supported and I feel, it's incredible. But I wouldn't have done that. I probably would still be working at that toxic place had none of that happened. So then all that aside, that leads me into, I think I was about maybe a year into my medication and stuff. I was like starting to feel better. And again, I'm a very spontaneous person, but I had been wanting a French bulldog for so long. Like it was like years that I wanted a French bulldog.
Talked about it a lot.
All the time. I talked about it. So
showed me pictures, videos.
I would constantly be like, this one's for adoption and like whatever. So finally I had convinced my landlord that and he said I could get a dog.
Yeah.
I think he just felt bad for me. So I got it. It was my birthday. And I was at my mom's house and I was like, guys, I'm going to go get a French bulldog. And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, no, I am. So then I convinced Dawson to hop in the car with me and go pick up this French bulldog who, honest to God.
Yeah, we drove all the way to, where was it, Swift Current, I think?
I think it was outside Swift Current.
Yeah, we drove all the way to Swift Current to pick him up and, he was the cutest little guy
He was at chaos from the start. Like, literally,
he was,
we picked him up, and the girl said, like, he had, like, scalped himself running through, like, a puppy toy mill thing. He had, like, scalped himself.
Yeah, it was a dog run.
Yeah, a dog run.
With a fence, and he, like, somehow got under the fence, but he, like, scalped his head a little bit.
Yeah,
so he had, like, this big cut and scab on his head.
He's, like, missing this chunk out of his head. It's all scabbed up, like, whatever. And she was like, you know, like, I can get you a different one if you don't want this one, like, whatever. I was like, no, this is the one I want. Like, I know that this chaotic energy is for me. Like, I want this dog. So anyways, we go pick up Hank and take him home. And honestly, like, this dog, like, I grew up with dogs. I've had connections with dogs, but, like, this dog is my soul dog. And, like, this dog has, like, tested my patience.
Yeah.
But has taught me so much. And, like, he, like Dawson said, like, there's just a thing that animals have that just, like, especially dogs. When I got Hank, I had to take him for walks all the time. So I had to get my ass up off the couch and take him for a walk and take him go to the bathroom and, like, whatever. And that helped with my mental health, getting up and taking him outside and going or whatever. Then when I took him for walks, dogs just see the world in a way that humans don't.
They don't, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
incredible to just
Yeah.
watch a dog view the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would just have the time of his life just going for a walk around the block. The same block we went every single day. He loved it. He would sniff everything, and he made me start to like see the beauty in things that I never would have really taken the time to stop. Like, take the time to stop and smell the roses. Yeah. Genuinely.
Well, and at the time, you lived on Avenue H, which was very close to like Riversdale kind of area. So you were super close to like the river, and I don't remember you ever saying that you walked by the river, like even by yourself.
No,
whatever.
I never, ever went for walks by myself.
But then you were always sending us pictures, videos of you and Hank walking by the river, and like sunset pictures of Hank and stuff. He's a little Instagram model.
Yeah, like, he's been Instagram trained since day one.
Since day one, like, since little Hanky came in.
He knows how to pose for pictures.
He knows how to pose for the pictures. Yeah, he knows how to pose for the Instagram.
But yeah, it's true though. Like, on my own, I would never go for a walk. Yeah. I would never go for a walk down with the road. No. So it was great for my mental health, my physical health. But like, this dog helped so much with my mental health journey. Like, yes, there was days where he tested me, and that was like so frustrating, but it taught me to be patient. It taught me to like have patience. He is at the end of the day a dog, and I need to communicate with him, you know? And yeah, he really like, he branched me out to like seeing the world differently than I have ever seen the world. Yeah. And now I find the beauty in like the tiniest things, because I'm like, I know that I'm just seeing the world through my dog's eyes. And it's like, it's really interesting and really fun. So if you've ever thought about getting a dog and you can take care of a dog, highly recommend. They will change your life. But then that leads me into, so I got Hank, and then another training client for dogs.
Yeah, he was my second training client.
Yeah. So once I got Hank, Dawson's like, well, I'm training him. Yeah. Like, you know, like this, I'm training him. I was like, no, for sure. Like, you did a great job with Bruno. You're training this dog.
Yeah. The reason like we didn't have a whole lot of footage of Bruno at the very start was because when I was training Bruno, I never even like thought to like start a company.
This was,
and have like that whole thing. So we never filmed anything. We never filmed his reactions. We never like,
even Hank, like the start of like training, like we really didn't, at the very start of his training, we really didn't film a lot, because like, at the time your goal wasn't to do this as a career. Your goal was just like, this is like a fun thing that I like to do on the side. I'm passionate about it, and I'm enjoying learning about it, sort of thing. Yeah. But I feel like once I got Hank, and like once you fully like started training Hank, you were like, man, I could do this for a career. Yeah. And I think me and my mom were really pushing you to like
take the leap.
Would you do videos on Instagram? Would you do this? Would you whatever? And you're like, oh, in front of the camera, like, I don't know if I can do it.
It was tough. And that's the thing, you pushed me, and you were like, I'll manage the social media, like I'll film everything, I'll edit everything, post everything, because you're very just like tech savvy. You know how to like operate those systems and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, like, so you making me kind of take that leap and push myself to that is what ultimately started Dawson's Canine Services.
Yeah, and I'm like a big like follow your dreams type of person, which is funny because like I never follow my dreams, but like I'm a big like push people to like follow their dreams, and I will be right behind you and help you along the way. Always, like that's just what it is. And I was so excited about this journey for you and me, because I knew it would be so good for both of us and for our mental health and whatever. And it was a way for me to like express my creativity, because I love designing stuff. So again, designing like the logo, your t-shirts, your hat, like being able to design stuff, like that was my way. That's an outlet for me. And so like to be able to have that ability, and then help your company, and then film and edit, whatever. Again, I love doing that stuff. So yeah, it was like this way that I'm like, okay, like this is going to help Dawson's mental health. This is going to help my mental health. Gives me more reason to spend time with my dog. Like, where can we go wrong with this sort of thing? Yeah. So that was kind of, he was the second dog. But that really was where you're like, I could do this. I could definitely do this for a living. So yeah, I guess like once we pushed you to make those awkward Instagram videos, did you ever think that you would be doing this as a full-time career? Like at the time?
At the time of when we started it, no.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm too awkward. I can't I can't talk in front of the camera. Like it was hard. Like we did so many takes on our very first videos, and you would get like we'd laugh a lot, but she would get frustrated with me because like I just couldn't get the words out, and I couldn't get the lines right. I couldn't get
like
anything.
We had a lot
and,
of fun.
We don't script any of our videos, and that's the thing. So there's not a teleprompter in front of me.
No.
There's nothing. It's just like we would run the lines a little bit and be like, okay, we're gonna say this first, then cut to this, then say this, and then cut to this and say this, and like all of that was like, oh my god, my brain can't even comprehend this. You know what I mean? Like in the moment when you're looking down a camera, and then like she would always be like, well, act like I'm the client or something like that, and like you're talking to a client, because I was really confident with talking to clients. But then I just couldn't do that. It was too difficult when she's sitting there staring at me and there's a camera right in her face. I was just like, I can't.
Plus the two of us would just like end up start giggling about something stupid. It'd be like a nose whistle, or Dawson sniffed weird, or like I don't know, something, and I would piss myself laughing. So it was a fun journey. Like it still is, but it was quite a fun journey. Like getting at the beginning, and figuring it out.
That's when the blooper reels started coming into play.
I had to do the bloopers because there's so many takes,
so many funny takes, so many like just awkward moments and just dumb moments of me messing up a line or something. So it was just like, might as well post them and see like
bloopers.
Show people that. Because that's the thing, we're like real, we're honest, we're trying to like be transparent in this world of like an industry that's always seeming so serious.
Yeah, all like the time. We are like, we're serious. Like we're serious about the dogs and like all that kind of stuff. Like we are serious.
We are.
But why can't we have fun?
Yeah, why can't we have fun while we do it?
Yeah.
While we're serious. And also like with my training sessions, I try to make my training sessions fun.
Yeah, the client, anytime I've gone, your clients are laughing with you, joking around.
My training sessions are fun. My training sessions, like, they boost people up. They make the owners more confident. They make the dog more confident,
more comfortable
with me. Like it's more of just teaching the owner that like you're not teaching a military dog or a police dog. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be military. You don't have to be police minded when you're training a dog. You don't have to do this. You just have to hold your dog accountable, and you have to do the work, but also make it fun for you and your dog, so your dog doesn't feel like they're being told what to do 24/7.
Exactly. And I think like this again ties into like how we just talked about mental health, but like what you do for a living has probably helped so many people's mental health, because I've been there. And so was my mom with a dog, like my other dog Ranger, that is just kind of a menace and doesn't listen, does whatever. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. It is, and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn. Your mental health is draining, and you got this dog to maybe help with your mental health, or you got this dog to like try to rescue, or whatever reason you got the dog for. And so I think what you do for a living like truly helps those dogs and helps the owners with their mental health, because again they feel like a stronger connection with their dog. They maybe are not, again, husband and wife. How many husbands and wives do you have where they argue the whole time, or they bicker, or they whatever? And it's because of the dog. And then once you can kind of, you are like, yo, you guys, like, it's about the dog, like, let's just whatever. And then they come together and it really helps.
For sure. Yeah 100%. And that's the thing, it's like like with when it comes down to like mental health and dogs, is like, yes, like we're not saying don't go get a dog just to repair your mental health. If you really can't take care of that animal,
there's so much more that goes into it.
There's a lot that goes into it, and sometimes getting that dog just because you need a companion or something like that to make you feel better might be worse for that dog, because you don't have the capacity to train that dog. It's think of it as I always say it's like a part-time job.
Yep.
If you don't have the capacity to put a part-time job into your schedule, don't get a dog.
Yeah.
That's like me. I don't have the capacity to have that part-time job on top of what I do full-time right now. So I don't have a dog.
Yeah. Like
Just
your
yet. You know
focus
what I
right now
mean?
is
Like,
growing your company.
yeah, and helping people, and I spend my whole day with dogs.
Yeah.
So having my own dog, it would be very difficult for me to take that dog out, do training with it, do everything when I get home sometimes at 10 p.m.
Yeah, you're
You know?
rocking 12-hour days.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like
a lot.
it is very difficult.
And like my whole life revolves around my dogs, truly. Like I go to work, I come home at lunch, I let them out to go to the bathroom, hang out with them for an hour, go back to work, and then right after work I got to go back to my dogs and like whatever. Like my whole life revolves around my dogs. And if I want to go on a trip, I need you, or I need a pet sitter. Or it has to be pet friendly, or it has to be whatever. But then if it's pet friendly, you got to pack up everything for your dog. Like it's a huge.
Well, yeah, like we went away for Christmas last year.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult because like we didn't have a truck, we didn't have anything.
Yeah, we have an SUV.
I had traded in my truck for an SUV when I started, like when I went full time, obviously to save on gas, but we didn't have the room for Ranger's crate because his crate, like Hank's crate, is like just a tiny little crate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like it folds up, it's nice. It's like a little suitcase.
Yeah.
You know, so it fits.
Ranger's was huge.
Ranger's didn't even fit. Barely with my seats down. You know what I mean? And then we had to squeeze you and 2 dogs in the back seat. And our mom was with us and stuff. So like traveling all the way to Canmore for Christmas was insanely difficult
and
with
it was
2 dogs.
It was so fun.
You know, it was very fun.
Being
and
able to bring the dogs,
it was a great
like,
experience for
have them experience that.
But it was very difficult to pack all their gear, all their stuff that they need. In order to just do a, like, not even a week-long trip.
Yeah.
You know?
So I would say for sure, like, again, if you're ever going to get a dog, do you have time for a part-time job? And your way of life will change drastically.
Yes.
Like, your way of life is going to change so much. So, like, just think about that before you get a dog. Because I think a lot of people don't think about that. And that is why we have so many dogs in the shelters and whatever,
100%.
or needing to be rehomed, because people are like, oh yeah, like this is such a great idea, I'll get a dog, but they don't think about how much their life is going to change once they get that dog, and how much work goes into it, and training and all that stuff. Like it's a lot. Puppies are a lot, and I mean you can get an older dog too, but they're a lot too.
Well, also a lot of times too, like people think about rehoming too quickly. Sometimes.
True.
Like I've had a few clients that have been like, "You're my last resort, and if I can't do this, I'm gonna rehome." And I'm like, I understand that. You know what I mean? Like I don't force people to keep their dog, but I say like, give it an honest shot. Give it like 3 weeks of training or a month of training. See how they do, and if they're better, then keep them.
Yeah.
You know, like then make your decision, and don't make your decision on a whim of just frustration.
That's the thing.
Because
I think a lot of people
give up on their dogs too easily.
They're so quick to
and
try
don't
to
give
rehome
them an honest chance.
Yeah.
Because their dog, like at the end of the day, a dog is just being a dog, and a lot of dogs make dumb decisions and they do dumb things.
But a lot of dogs don't have the proper. A lot of people don't know how to properly communicate with their dogs, and so that's where the dog has no. They can't understand what you want from them.
Yeah.
So when the dog doesn't understand what you want from them, like
they get frustrated.
They're gonna get frustrated and they're gonna act out.
And they're gonna act out. They're gonna act erratic potentially. They're gonna get reactive because they don't know what to do other than to be that way on the leash. And like even just basic obedience is just communication with your dog.
Yep.
Telling them to just sit or down or stay, place. All those different commands. Those are all basic obedience communication.
Yeah.
And they're communication commands that you can tell your dog and they just do it right there.
And every dog's different. Like I started out with Hank, who was actually extremely easy to train. Like extremely easy to train.
He's a very smart dog.
He's so smart. Yeah. He's so treat motivated. So he will literally do anything for a treat.
That's why he's my number one decoy dog.
And like, and then also just like, you want to teach him a new trick? Like it takes maybe 3 times and he's picked up the trick. Like he is 100%. So smart. I'd love to get him in agility. We'll see. I get nervous because of like the IVDD with French bulldogs. Mm-hmm. But I would love to get him into agility because I think he would be amazing at it.
He would be, yeah.
But anyways, then I got Ranger, and Ranger was the opposite. Like, so
Complete
hard
opposite.
to train.
Yeah.
So hard to train. Like, he still to this day puts me through the ringer. Like, just testing me.
Yeah.
And
that guy will test your patience.
Yes.
For sure.
And he just, like, refuses to learn. I don't think he's dumb. He just, like, has a completely different way of learning than Hank does.
His genetics are completely different than Hank. You know, like Hank's got French Bulldog, and he's got Boston Terrier, right?
Yeah, and we don't know Boston what Terrier. Ranger is, but we did a test, so that'll be coming soon.
Yeah, and so he's got Boston Terrier in him. So, and Boston Terriers are very, like, intense dogs. So Hank, I think, just wanted to work.
He's a working breed in, like, a little... He's literally, like, a little Belgian Malinois in, like, a little tiny body. Like, he just wants to work.
And, like, I don't know if this is mean to say, but Ranger's a northern special, I think. Yeah. You know? Like, and like, we don't know where he came from or what his story is.
What his genetic makeup is. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But we know he's got potentially some shepherd, maybe healer, maybe a couple different things. But all he wants to do is sniff. Like, he's not treat motivated. He's not toy motivated. So it makes it very difficult to train a dog that is not treat motivated and not toy motivated. Because it's like, what can we do to motivate this dog?
He doesn't even care if you're like, good boy. Like,
no. So it's like his reward is sniffing.
Yeah.
That's what he gets, basically. Yeah.
Which is, like, again, Dawson has done great with figuring that out. Like, when we were doing, like, the heel work with Ranger, he tried treats, he tried, like, the good boys, he tried whatever. And then Dawson thought outside the box and was like, you know what? Like, for Ranger, his motivation is being able to sniff. Yeah. So, like, let's put him in, like, a heel and, like, a focus and whatever, but then immediately reward it with freeing him so that he can go sniff because that is his reward. And so it's cool to see, like, you as a dog trainer think outside the box and be like, not one thing works for every dog, which is really, like, super neat to see.
And that's the whole point of why why my training style is the way it is, because I do what works for the owners and what works for the dog. Yeah. I figure, like, I can look at that dog and figure out, okay, it's not treat motivated, it's not toy motivated. What motivates this dog? Yeah. I will take the leash, I'll figure out what motivates that dog, and then we can work with it at that point, you know?
Which is great. Like, you're thinking outside the box and you're not a one thing, like, one size fits all. No, like, you're not trying to put them all in the same box or use the same tools or use the same whatever, because it doesn't work for every dog. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got a little derailed here a bit, but that's kind of what we like with the podcast. You know, it's just like an open conversation and just kind of see where it takes us. But yeah, so I think in our next podcast, we're going to talk about the challenges of, like, starting a business and, like, wanting it to be, like, a legit business, not just like hey, we're going to start a little small business, but do nothing correct. And then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot right from the get-go sort of thing. Sure. So I think on the next episode, we're going to really talk about, like, what went into trying to figure it out from the very beginning into where we're at now. Mm-hmm. And, like, all the steps we had to take, people we met along the way, all that kind of stuff that kind of helped boost us and get us to where we are today to be, like, an actual legitimate business. Yeah.
And we'll have another special guest for you guys for that podcast. Yeah. But yeah, I think, like, honestly, mental health though is a big challenge in society, and it's not just with men, it's not just with women. Everybody struggles with something. Yeah. You know, everybody's struggling with something, but the biggest thing is to talk about it.
Yeah, and, like, with this podcast, like, yes, we want it to be about dogs and animals or whatever. So anyway, we can, like, circle back into that. We're going to. 100%. But at the end of the day, if somebody wants to come on and talk and it has nothing to do with a dog, you're more than welcome.
For sure.
We are open to have just conversations about anything. Like, this is...
Doesn't have to just be dog related, like I said on our very first podcast. I want a platform in this city that people can talk honestly, talk openly about either the dog industry or the pet industry,
mental health
industry,
addictions, anything that could be going on. If you want a platform, like, we are here. Yeah. We may not have a huge platform at the moment, but, like, we're hoping to keep growing. Thanks everybody. Yes,
thank you to everybody who has already watching. Like, supported us and watched. we've gotten a decent amount of views on YouTube and downloads on
Yeah.
on the podcast platforms, which I was shocked.
I'm shocked.
I
Honestly,
didn't know we were gonna get that
I
many.
feel so happy
Yeah.
and like whatever that people are tuning in and listening.
Yeah.
And
tons of
it's
good
so exciting.
feedback. We
Yeah.
love feedback, so thank you to everybody who's commented, liked our stuff, or even just messaged us and
Yeah.
said we love the podcast.
And just know, eventually, we are gonna have good microphones, and eventually we're gonna have
Yeah.
somebody that can maybe edit the podcast.
Yes.
Right now, we're just literally going from start to finish, no editing,
No
just
editing.
being completely
It's just raw.
real
Yeah.
and raw.
Raw podcast.
Which I kind of like. I don't know. Maybe
I kind of don't.
we don't
I
need to
kinda
edit.
like it. I think the only thing that we could maybe benefit like with editing from is
the audio.
Like we could fix that in
Yeah.
editing probably.
Maybe the lighting, the whatever.
Lighting, stuff like that. But
and we are gonna fix this like back wall here. We've got some really good ideas. So
yeah,
again,
the studio
we're gonna constantly improve.
The studio is my office. The other half of this office is my desk, my computer, everything that I do in the back end of the business.
Yeah.
So
we will be improving.
And we'll be improving this side of the office more.
We will improve. But thank you to everybody that's tuned in.
Yes.
Again, if you were ever interested in wanting to come onto the podcast, shoot us a DM, comment, whatever. Well, we're here for it.
Yeah. And gratitude is so strong. I'm very grateful for where I even am today with this business, and grateful for everybody who has helped along the way and who has lifted me up, boosted me in some sort of way. And yeah, like honestly, I cannot say thank you enough to everybody.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody for listening and watching, tuning in every week, and your support, your likes, your shares, your comments. Keep it up, and then we can just keep growing our platform and honestly the community, which is like what our goal is at the end of the day, is to just grow this community and have these like fun open conversations. So thank you everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you on episode 4.